Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 2 up here in St. Augustine. If you watched the last video, we basically just got in. We went to Buc-ee's on the way here, got in St. Augustine, went to the Fountain of Youth, got to explore the historic downtown of St. Augustine Beach. We went to the Pirate Museum, and we ended it with a ghost tour, which was my first ghost tour. I don't know if I'll do it again. It was all right. But nonetheless, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment. Today we are going to be going to the fort that was built by the Spanish in the 1500s. So I'm super excited about that. As you can tell, I'm into history, so it'd be cool to do that. And then I think we're going to go over to this shrine. I think it's Church de Leche. It's a fertility shrine, so we're going to go there too, check that out for all the women that want to get pregnant. If you come to St. Augustine, you go pray at this shrine. It should help you get pregnant. And then who knows, I think right now we're just gonna maybe go get some coffee and a little bit of some food. All right, let's go. Check out of the Airbnb. We just found a spot to park on the street so we can walk over to Juniper Market. We're gonna grab some coffee and a sandwich for Leah. The Airbnb was right around that corner. It was awesome. It was like the comfiest little, they had like 6 units in this like 2-story building that they all just Airbnb out. It's just like a little 1-bedroom, but it was perfect for what we wanted. Yeah, all right, let's do it. All right, espresso acquired. We got some Pokemon Go going. After this, we're just gonna, I think we're just gonna head right over to the castle. All right, just had like a mediocre lunch. The espresso was good, but Leah said the turkey Reuben sucked ass. She gave it, it was originally a 3 out of 10, and then she moved it down to a 2.5 out of 10 within a couple bites. I think now we're actually just gonna hit a couple of these shops. There's like some thrift stores and stuff, and some like bohemian type stores, so we're gonna go and check that out before we head over to the castle. So let's do it. Look at that place. We saw that yesterday when we walked by, so I think we're gonna go in there. Vintage. Antiques. Let's check it out. Hello.
She's already here. I'll help her.
This is pretty cool.
Asking for stuff. Go ahead, hon.
Wow.
Oh, that thing? That's Mickey Mouse ears, and it's a necklace. Yeah.
I wish I had my black light so I could test that green glass right there. I wonder if it's uranium or radium glass. Oh, hell yeah. I've always wanted like a real legit pipe.
Yeah. Okay.
How much is that? 22 bucks. It's like real silver cutlery.
I know. Kind of hidden.
I wonder, like, I'll look for some old magazines or something.
Yeah.
Let's check this out.
You know what's kind of cool with that is that you could, when it's on your neck, you feel like this is
Damn. Those are some big fucking watches. Look how big that is. Donald Trump knife. Some records. Okay. Oh, scorpions. Okay. Grateful Dead. This place goes back pretty far. More records. I've learned my lessons because I've bought records as I've traveled. It's always just been such a stupid thing. It's like such a pain in the ass to travel with, or I just have to ship it, which I usually what I end up doing. All right. Oh fuck yeah. All right, let's go find Leah and figure out what we're gonna do next. This place is cool though. Look at these things. I'm pretty sure that those are like Japanese, like it's for fishing. You know, they like float on top of the water to keep like the traps or whatever. I'm pretty sure those like usually wash up on the shore of Alaska all the time. I think I saw
Oh, this is so
the outdoor
cool.
guy that's on
Wait, look.
YouTube. I think he found some of those. Can you see?
So it's like antique postcards.
Oh yeah.
So it says, I send you here with the head of a gator, watch for the mail, and bring more later. And then,
And there's the rest of it.
wait, sorry. 2/3 I'm here, and a body and soul, the next is last, the gator is whole.
That's
And
pretty
then-
cool.
And then it goes together.
That's cool. Interesting thing for a postcard. Nice. Cool.
Because you can like document your trip.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
That's really sweet.
There's a lot of shit in here. I want the Batman cup.
They have.
They have some more Steins.
Yeah.
I'm still mad at my mom for throwing away my Burger King or McDonald's Batman glass cup from the 90s. That was my favorite thing in the world. I had the Batman one, and then I had Two-Face where it had the coin, that like coin as the handle. Yeah, I think Auntie Love has every single one. Oh, all right, well, that's pretty cool. Egyptian on a freaking chariot. Let's go. All right, let's go. We're gonna head to the vintage shop. Oh, look at this.
They do.
Old baseball
I was gonna
cards.
make a joke and say, do they have garbage pail kits? And they like
They
literally do.
It's like a sealed box of it. That's pretty crazy. I wonder how much that is. All right, that was a fun little store. Now we're just gonna head over to this vintage shop and maybe do a little thrifting before we continue our adventure. It's St. Augustine. Oh, sorry, sir. Cool.
This is cute. The unsolicited guide to St. Augustine.
I like that. Tap room. Tap room this way. Let's check it out. Okay, cool. Oh, there's the vintage store. Let me show the tap room, the espresso bar. Cool. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Does this come? I messed up. Oh, this is so good.
Sweet.
Got
Sick.
it.
Please do not color in the art. Uh-oh. Seems like a couple people colored in the art. Alright. Let's check this vintage place out real quick. Hi, how are you? Sick.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's so good. I also love the cupcakes. Those are the best.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Do you want to get anything?
You want to try that?
Well, you said you're gonna be bouncing off the walls.
Oh yeah, girl.
Alright. Espresso, dates and bananas. That's good.
Cheers, guys. Have a good
Thanks.
day. Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Say cheers. Bye. This guys, the fort. So that fort was built in the 1600s. Actually, it's called Castillo de San Marcos. That's the actual name. I'm excited to finally be going in after reading and hearing so much about it. We're just gonna meet up with Leah over here. I dropped her off so I can park the car. And then we're gonna head inside. I'm sure, I mean, I could spit some facts to you, but I'm sure we'll hear and read a bunch more once we get inside. But I'm super stoked. Look at this. Overlooking the water. Yeah, it reminds me of kind of the fort in San Juan, Puerto Rico, if you guys have ever been there. Hoping to go there in the next year. So it'd be cool to shoot another video in San Juan, old San Juan. But until then, we got this. I think it's like the oldest fort in America, which is pretty cool. All right, let's get in. There you go. All right, so if your kid under 15 is free, that's pretty good. Camcom's use free. That's cool. Yeah, no, we can just lie. 15 bucks a person though is not bad. How you doing, sir?
It's right on today.
Just two, please.
Do those anyone in your group for a military veteran or active duty military veteran?
No, sir.
You don't? All right, sir. So that will be $30, please, sir.
The cheapest attraction so far since I've been here.
All right. Just a moment, sir. You don't want to go to Orlando then? All right. Sir, you have a great day today.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome.
Alright. Here we go. Castillo de San Marcos. Arriba. I'm so stoked. Nothing like a good old castle to get the juices flowing for my inner autiste. Imagine trying to storm this, getting shot out with fucking guns and cannons.
Now before we leave.
Alright guys, let's head inside. Castillo de San Marcos. Got a little Templar cross right there, okay. We're gonna go on the overlook first. Okay. This is cool. We went across that bridge last night and went to some bar to watch a Wook band. It was so weird. Boomer women twisting and turning. This is way better. This is all built with, like, if you look, there's like shells and stuff. It's like a soft material, so it actually absorbed cannonball fire instead of just breaking and crumbling like most stuff, most mortar. You can tell, see, there's like shells in there, and it's like a natural spongy material, and that's why it stayed preserved for so long. It's pretty cool. There we go. The most vulnerable part is the front. It's Gold Drawbridge. That's where it would have been. Wow. This is incredible. This is where the Spanish soldiers of the mid-1600s would have been, walking through that front gate into here with the courtyard over there. This must have been their quarters. It's like what they would have slept in. Pretty incredible. Look at that. I want to lay down on it, but I can't. You're lying down on that. You don't really got much. You got like a thin little mattress. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the soldier's life. They made these carvings. Oh, they made carvings of fleet ships. But yeah, from the close one you can see names and things carved in. American flags on foreign ships. Oh yeah, you can see the carving of the ship.
This small cell acted as the trial jail for the Spanish and developed as the military jail American.
Another fire, big must have been cold in here. More carvings of ships. I know. Isn't that incredible? I know. There's carvings everywhere. Well, even here too. Wow. Carcel prison. Can you peek your head in here? Oh yeah, you can see in there. Damn, that sucks. Imagine being locked in that room. I lose it. Juan O'Donovan. Spanish with like an Irish last name. Spanish Hibernia. Irish, yeah, see? Spanish Irish regiment. That's really funny. For marrying without permission. Sent to Havana, Cuba. Okay. Someone carved a Spanish message into the wall. Makes no sense. Oh yeah. I don't know what it says. Go to the courtyard.
I'll grab you. I'll shake it. I don't think they're. Yeah.
Wow. Here we go on top of the wall. Here, come here. Let's peek over. Look at this view. The whole view of the inlet of the bay here. Wow. Perfect view of ships coming in through here. Huh? That's why. Perfect view. Look, it's like an old star fort. They likes to do things like that. Little star forts. Wow. Looks like it's like the blacksmith's oven down there or something. Probably where they did some ironworking. Wow, imagine being a soldier here in the 1600s. You spent a 2-month journey to sail here. Now you're stationed in a foreign land with just this base here and enemies to the north. You got the French, Port Carolina, coming down to Radia. You have Native Americans, alligator snakes. Not a bad view. All right, guys, look at that. We got a little tower right there. Lookout tower. Little cutouts so you can stick your gun, your rifle through it and shoot at incoming enemies. Here, wait in line, take a cool selfie in there. Wow, guys, look at this. Oh man, look how tight this is. Look how tight this is. This is where a Spanish soldier would have been hiding out, peeking through here, looking for French ships, ready to shoot, sticking his rifle out there, firing at them as they came in. They came in through the bay. Look at this. That's tiny, huh? All right, let's keep going. Could you have survived the life of a 17th century Spanish soldier here in St. Augustine? Let me know in the comments. Remember, guys, like, subscribe, please leave a comment. I told you in the last video, I'm trying to do this full time within 12 months from now. Let's make it happen. Let's go Shaggy's World. Look at these. I believe that these were actually kind of outdated technology. Outdated technology by the time the Spanish landed here in the 1500s. And they brought a bunch of these cannons over with them. But they weren't like the pinnacle of technology. They weren't the pinnacle of technology at the time. I forget why. I think they just wanted, yeah, some cheap artillery to bring with them, which they were glad they did, because like I said, they were attacked by the French in the 1500s and suffered many attacks after that as well. Wow, what is that? I'll peek over here in a minute. What is this? It's like a mortar or something, right? Yeah. It looks like it. Like modern day, you know, like mortars in war, and you like launch it. Seems like that's what it is. You like crank it, get the depth, and launch it out here. Lee was just telling me that this used to just all be water. So obviously that was like it was like a moat, right? So that was the moat, that was the drawbridge we just walked across. And then obviously they built it up. They built all this up. This must have just been all beach. This entire thing was just beach. There's another lookout tower.
So must just be like,
Yeah, just another lookout tower. Yeah, I know it's breaking down. It's another one. That's cool. These engravings. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, look at that. Wow. It must be like the same material kind of as like the Statue of Liberty or something, right? Because it's all withered and turned green. Another mortar. Oh, let's see. Yeah, here it is, the artillery. Yeah, it is a mortar. You see, the cannon just gives a straight shot. This is what you can drop over the wall. Just like in modern war, right? They were starting to develop kind of modern tactics that we have today, which is pretty cool. The days of swords and shields and bows was over, right? 1500s and 1600s, we were already using artillery and guns after the Chinese invented that gunpowder. Cool. Let's head over. We'll do that side, and then we're gonna head back down and go.
That's cool too.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna just do this side and then head back down and check out the rest of the castle. This looks sick. More artillery over there. Wow. Deadly crossfire. Basically just showing that the way they shaped, it's a star fort, like I said. See, star design. The way they shaped it, there's so much crossfire coming that this castle, yeah, was never conquered. Just the way that the cannons and guns were shaped or laid out. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, you were never making it through this field. No one ever breached it. There was so much fire coming at you every single which way. That's incredible. Wow. Here we go, another lookout tower right here, but this is the one. So they would have rang his bell. So he's the guy that was looking out this way, right, towards the British ships on Anastasia Island, which is over here, waiting for them to attack. 38-day siege in the 18th century, in the 1740s. Damn. Bombardment killed 2 townspeople. That's incredible. Let's check out the bell tower. See, okay, so see that beach? I feel like most of this would have looked like that, if you can see that right there, until they dammed this all up, right? But most of the beachfront would just kind of look, yeah.
Alright, Matthew, look here. Come here. A little bit closer. There.
Oof. Oh, that's where he would have been. Oh, these spike deterrents, that's scary. Up there ringing his bell. Damn. Okay, let's head back down.
We've been blessed.
We've been blessed. If it's overcasting and a good breeze, it's been perfect. All right, let me go take a pissa. Take a pissa and we'll finish up. Here, let me get this map. You gonna go pee? You're right there, I'm right here. So that's the map of the star fort. See how it looks. Yeah, see, we were just up here. That's where the bell was, looking that way. I went to the bathroom. Let's look at how a 17th century Spanish soldier went to the bathroom. The tidal toilet had twice daily natural flushing system, so the incoming tides filled the pit with seawater and flushed away the waste. Look at that, bang. We'll come in here and wash it away. What a smart thing to do, huh? This is where it would have been. Obviously they filled it all in, but that would have been your toilet. Hey, using the tide to naturally wash everything away, ingenious for the time. I mean, it was the 1600s. We didn't really have that good modern day plumbing. All right, let's check out the rest of these buildings. So let's see what we got going on here. Sure. Let's see what this is. Preserve the past. Okay, some more graffiti.
Yeah, they do shows.
Congress won 5,000 for the preservation. So they've been preserving this place for almost 200 years. It's pretty cool. Oh wow. Yeah, we're going there next. George Brown. He gave a tour to 1.8 million people. So obviously this is after America took this over, or as part of its territory. So it's been part of America for 60 years at this time when he was here. That's cool. Here, I'll go through here. Let's check it out. The cannonball. It's the best defense. Oh wow. That's what he used with the cannons. All the tools used for it. Pretty incredible. Wow. This would have been some of the projectiles used. The different ones, the bar shot. Whoa. Welded together. That's just the chain. You've probably seen that in movies. Oh my god. It's almost like a modern day shotgun, like a bird shot, huh? Hundreds of lead musket balls, yeah. It's like a 17th century version of a bird shot. Maybe that one's like a buckshot. It's pretty fucking cool. outside in this. Oh God. The powder room. Jesus. Okay. You can enter the forward powder magazine through this doorway. I'm crawling in it. Oh my God. Jesus. Oh my God. Oh. Okay. The powder room. Alright. A little tight. That's pretty cool. Let's get out of here. Oh my God. What? What? This is the king's coffer, so the treasury room. 18th century Spanish military pay chests and documents would have been stored in here.
It's super cool.
That's cool.
Like it feels like.
Yeah, the solid slab of granite in the doorway was placed there. Okay. Granite in the doorway, it said. Wow. Okay, that's where all the treasure would have been. That's pretty cool. What's this one? Oh, it's like a room for kids to roll shit. Okay, let's keep going. Alright. Oh, it's the Native Americans that lived here. Upper Creek woman. His father was Scottish trader, so he was mixed. Florida Seminoles to fight and take their land. That's cool. He died 3 months later, locked up in the Charleston Harbor. So this is when the United States took it over in 1821. Yep. Fort Marion. The Indian Wars. Okay, so this was the base of the Indian Wars for America. Wow. Screenshot that. You can get the QR code if you guys need it. Wow. Sorry. Just got my fucking finger in there. Served as a prison. Wow. Okay. I mean Richard Pratt. So he was the guard for the Native American prisoners. Very cool. Yeah, it is. It's pretty interesting. Let's stick their fingers in the holy water. Okay.
Why is there holes in the wall?
That's where the holy water was. Holy water font. So this was the chapel. Yeah, this is the
You
chapel.
can literally feel it.
It's a light energy, huh? Everyone was praying. Hundreds of years of prayer in here. That's pretty cool. Roman Catholic Christianity. Spanish friars set up missions. I see Fort Caroline. That's where the French were when they attacked. They were up here. We were like right just south of that. It's basically right outside Jacksonville. That's awesome. Wow. Is that them holding mass here? They must have held mass here before. Father Francisco Lopez. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, this would have been like a recruitment desk. That's pretty cool. Let's get another Native American. Often passed from, so it's a matriarchal society passed from mother to daughter. That's cool. Hey, many women ran businesses and a bunch of real estate. Tony fled to Cuba when the British took over. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's nice. Nice door. During the American Revolution. Okay. Pentacle. In July. Thousands of British residents left St. Augustine. Menorcans. Okay, pledge allegiance to Spain, the Catholic Church. That's tough because, right, the British were Protestant at the time. They're still there. It's a big deal to change your faith. There you go. What we got here? This model shows a cross-section of how the casemate would have looked during the British period. Okay. Sir Frederick Haldimand, Swiss mercenary, hired to fight for England. Eventually a knight. Wow. Look at that, playing cards, playing dominoes, playing checkers. That's pretty cool. Bunk beds. It's like a British era quarters, as you can see. 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. Imagine just sleeping with your bro in a bunk bed while there's 2 more bros on top of you. It's pretty funny. Guess it saved room.
So this tool right here is going to be used for people who have had a concussion, right? So let's say that we had a farmer who was working in the fields. He was trying to put like a shoe on a horse. The horse kicked him in the head, and now it's really fuzzy. He can't see a lot, you know. He's having migraines, light sensitivity. Sounds about right, right? What they're going to do is that they're going to take this tool here, drill a hole into the skull. We're not done yet, I'm so sorry guys. They're gonna take that piece out, they're gonna let the swelling go down, or as I like to say, let the brain breathe for a little bit. And then what they're gonna do is that they're gonna put a silver coin into your skull.
What do we got here? Spanish, British, then the Spanish again, then the Americans. Confederates. Captain Pratt. Pretty cool. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, excuse me. More tools for the cannons. Oh, this is like the storage room. They kept all the rations. That's pretty cool. You can tell it's visibly more colder in here, for sure. See, they just kept all the windows closed, so and obviously this was probably facing a different way, so it just got no sunlight, so we could just keep everything nice and cool, like natural refrigeration, right? I mean, they didn't have refrigerators back then, guys. They just had to basically build the room out of cement, out of the sun, close all the windows, and just hope it stayed cool. That's pretty awesome. All right, we got like 1 more or 2 more rooms. I'll walk through here. Oh, cool. Global warfare lasted hundreds of years. Damn. Wow. Timeline again. Excuse me. first in modern Spain. That's pretty cool. Let's look at this. It's like the original door. It's pretty wild. Look at that thing. We got like 1 or 2 rooms left. Let's show them the Gulf Stream right here. This would have been. Oh, it's just showing you how they built the arches. That's pretty cool. That's obviously the Gulf Stream, right? Yeah, the Gulf Stream. That's why they landed here, because the Gulf Stream would take you back to Spain. It was like a quicker voyage if you like left from here and then took it right off. That's pretty cool. The roots of all the galleons from Spain. Pirates all in here. Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Or Caribbean. How do you guys pronounce it? I don't know. I feel like I go back and forth. I say Caribbean then and Caribbean. More of a timeline. I've already seen that. Wow. It's just like, I just like looking at these old depictions, these old maps. Just funny how things changed in modern mapping. Oh, here we go. This is just like a 3D version of the tower. See, we were up here in these towers already. That's pretty cool. That's the city, the old city that everyone lived, and the Star Fort right there. Cool. That's a slab of what they use for building material. Cool. All right. This was pretty awesome. All right, let's head over to the bathroom, take another piss, and get out of here. All right, guys, that was the castle, which is pretty awesome. Now we're just gonna walk back over just a little north of here. It's in between the Fountain of Youth and where we are now. There's the fertility shrine. So we're gonna go do that next, which is like one of the, oh, holy shit. Wow. Welcome to St. Augustine. You got cannons firing and people dressed up as pirates on the streets. It's definitely a fun city. For some reason, I keep kind of comparing it to Salem, Massachusetts, because Salem's like has a history of pirates and witches, and it's, you know, it's really themed, and people walk around in costume, and people are there for the history. I kind of compare it to that. I know there's like another town in Florida that's like really spooky and witchy. That's not what I mean by it. I just mean like, in terms of the vibe, it's like I said, historical. People are just here for that, you know, that 1500, 1600, 1700 colonial, colonial quarter experience. It's fun. It's like a summer version of Salem, you know, the weather's always great. And there's plenty of historical stuff to do. And if you're not into historical stuff, there's still tons to do. I mean, you're still in Florida, right? There's still the beach and the clubs and everything else. So, hey, that's where we were last night. Remember, recognize that place? Look at that gentleman right there, dressed up as a pirate. And I don't even think he works there. I think he's just there hanging out. All right, let's make our way over to the shrine. All right, guys, we're walking. There it is. That's Our Lady of La Leche. They built this in like 1565. And it was actually the first mass held in America, or in the US, was held at this church in the 1500s. So we're gonna go here and pray to our shrine of Our Lady of La Leche. So it's a shrine for fertility. So all the women coming here and they want to get pregnant, check it out. I'm just gonna stop in and yeah, head back and grab some food, then probably head out. See what else we have to do. But I think we're almost done for the most part. Had a pretty fun 2 days here in St. Augustine. Here we are. Nombre de Dios, established 1565. It's pretty incredible. Get this way. It's supposed to be like the new church, obviously. Huh? Yeah, it's back here. This is, I think, just like the new church that they built. Just kind of left the shrine how it is. I wonder if those are the original gates. Looks like it might be. Yeah, looks like those might be the original ones. Okay, is that it right over there, Leah? It must be. I see these all these pile of rocks and stuff. Yeah, I see. Bienvenido. This is pretty beautiful. "55 years before the Pilgrims set foot on Plymouth Rock." La Florida. 200 years before the Spanish mission in California. This is awesome. It's a beautiful place. Quiet. What gravestones over there. Oh wow, that big cross ahead of us. We came just in time. Closes in an hour. That must have been like the original priest. Here, come on. A lot of stations. I wonder if they're like the stations of the cross. No, it's just in loving memory of our son, Joshua. Oh, it is. It's the stations of the cross. So that's the end. So we gotta go this way. At least I think it is. Looks like it might be. Oh. Yeah, Jesus on the cross. Wow. Let's look at, I want to see how old these are. What year is this from? 1800s. Only 27 years. Also in the 1800s. So these would have been American citizens by now. Remember, St. Augustine changed hands, say 4 times in total, right? Because it went from the Spanish to the English, back to the Spanish, then to the Americans. Wow, it's a very peaceful place. What do we have here? Jesus meets his Blessed Mother. Yeah, you just walk. It's just the Stations of the Cross. We're gonna walk it, maybe say some silent prayers, and then go get something to eat and wrap it up. This gravestone, this one's all blocked off. I wonder why. Little Maddie, oh, 7 months. The tour guide last night on the ghost tour said that a lot of people do grave rubbing here, so I feel like a lot of people do grave rubbing on that, so they're probably blocking it off. Rosa, dearly beloved wife of Anton, 23. That's in Dutch. So she must have been Dutch. Or he must have been Dutch. The family must have been Dutch, because that's in Dutch. Let's see this one. A native of Ireland, Wilhelm Reif. Oh, 26. Your boy Shaggy's actually getting his Irish citizenship. I'm in the process right now. Gotta have my my grandfather's getting it right now. Once he gets it, I'll be able to get mine. So the next few years are gonna be awesome, because I'm gonna have my EU citizenship, so we're gonna have visa-free entry to Europe for the rest of our lives. So I've been planning and a ton of videos to do. I've already been looking at places to go and things to see and what we're gonna do next. But obviously the first big one we're gonna do is we have to actually go to Ireland and visit it and hang out there and check it out, because we're gonna be citizens. One of the questions they ask you when you try to be a citizen is, have you ever been to Ireland? And that's actually the last ancestral homeland to go to. I've already been to France. I have a tiny bit of northern Italian in me, so I've been to northern Italy, but Ireland's the very last place. I'm excited to go. My grandfather's the Irish one. He's super excited. These little gravestones. The next station of the cross. Wow. The loss of child Jesus. Wow. Look at that altar by the water. That's so beautiful. Great big tree. Wow. Calls to the Mass of Thanksgiving. Where was that? That's right. First Thanksgiving. Calls to mind the Mass of Thanksgiving offered here by the Father Francisco Lopez de Mendoza Grajales. Wow. The Native American, they made him convert. What a beautiful altar. Such a peaceful place. If you just kind of want to get away from the hustle and bustle and just do some silent prayer and chill out, definitely come through here. I mean, it's free. You can just take a walk through, sit down on all these beautiful benches, take a look out by the little bay and the inlet. See some of the natural habitat before it was changed around, right? This is like how it used to look. That's your? What does it say?
What's your favorite place?
You know, look at this. Let's look out. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this with us. It is a beautiful place. I was just saying that as I walked over here. I'm like, it's so just look, because it's like, that's like the natural untouched landscape. I just saw a beautiful bird swoop down there again, and just this is what he looked like 400 years ago, right? This little inlet, the natural habitat. And that's where we were yesterday. That was the Fountain of Youth, guys. Remember, we were looking out. That's the watchtower. The guy was shooting the cannon right there. St. Augustine, man. It's a pretty interesting place. America's so big and vast, and there's so much to do, but I mean, even just Florida itself, you know, we go from Miami to here, we're 3 hours away, and it's just a totally different world, different vibe, different culture, different history. Take it in. Wow. Let's go this way. Check this out. Aww. Knights of Columbus. This is it. This is the Our Lady of La Leche. Alright guys, we just walked the entire thing. If you want a nice peaceful place to come by here and take an afternoon stroll and say some prayers and center yourself. Relaxing, peaceful, beautiful, good views. You're right next to you're already next to the Fountain of Youth, so it's not like a far walk from there, so you can hit a bunch of things in one. Alright, we're done here. Alright guys, we just parked. We're just gonna walk and get something to eat before we take a trip home. And that's just going to be it from us here in St. Augustine. Thanks for tagging along for the last 2 days. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share this video. I really appreciate it. And we're out.